Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take it.
Victory brownies for everybody here at Lady Jane's.
You got a brownie?
Woodward Sports. I had to go get a brownie from Rose.
Oh.
It's one of those days that I got the one with all the crust. You know why? Because the Lions are 9-3.
Victory brownie.
The victory
Singular.
brownie.
Yeah,
Lions
singular.
are 9-3. The Lions, the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions that play at Ford Field. The Detroit Lions that have been traditionally dog shit. The Detroit Lions, who are in the middle still of a rebuild.
Who?
Are 9-3.
Well, 3/4 built.
They're okay. They're
3/4.
God damn it, man. Okay, yes, they're a little bit further along in the rebuild than halfway, but they're sitting 9-3 right now, guys. 9-3, and what's crazy is a lot of people in this room feel they could have had more, and I'm one of those people because some of those games that they dropped were winnable. But with that comes the law of averages. That means some of the games that you should have dropped, you won.
Not the law of averages.
This could have been one of those games, but they got out to a 21-0 lead. They kind of took the pedal off the metal, and that happens. We're human. But here the Lions are, sitting 9-3. There's a lot to discuss in this game. Maz, how you feeling right now? 9-3, first time in your lifetime.
First time in my lifetime. I do feel really good. Really, really good. They almost let this one get away, but they didn't. They didn't give the Saints, they never had the lead. The Saints never had the lead.
Not once.
Not once. So I'd call this, in horse racing, a wire-to-wire victory as we welcome you into Woodward Sports post-game. Stick, Maz, and my man Anson sitting in as well. We got Nick in the TD booth along with Spenny. Spenny's in here as well. So, guys, we'll take the win. 33-28, the final. By the way, Colts and Titans in overtime. I know when Stick likes me to give those scores as the games are in progress.
Yeah, because we care about the Colts and Titans
care about
here.
The Colts and Titans.
Two teams that haven't done shit all season.
Congrats to the Lions.
Let's stop talking about the 9-3 Lions.
Congrats to the Lions. They go to Chicago next week.
Who?
Their last outdoor game of the year will be next week until the playoffs, when they might have to go to San Francisco or Philly.
Anson Haterade Wells sitting in the Maz chair. How you feeling right now, sitting at 9-3? Did you ever think they'd get here?
I left halftime feeling really, really good. Drove in here to the studio. And on the drive, things are starting to fall apart a little bit. And I'm just, I'm thinking to myself, if this happens, if the Lions let us down today, I already know how everybody's going to be feeling. I already know that all of you guys think that that's what I want. Mm-hmm. But it is absolutely not that, all right? What they did today, they went on the road. Most importantly, they went on the road to an average team. They're middle of the NFL, the Saints. But they held serve. They were up against some adversity these last 2 weeks. They came out against two teams that they should have beat handily, and they nearly went 0-2. So to be able to come out here with that adversity on the road and be able to start off the way that they did, be able to hold the Tigers at bay, and be able to get out of here with a win. These last 6 games, I've been so worried. You and I have talked about it, Stick. If they go 3-3, they could lose this thing. So getting this first win in this final 6 against the Saints today was such a big step in the maturity of this organization and these guys on the field. They built a lot of confidence in me today, because last week I wasn't feeling great.
Yeah, I'm seeing people in the chat saying, you barely beat them. I don't give a shit. I'll barely take a Super Bowl championship too. I will barely take every W I can.
Yep.
It's
especially
the
on
NFL.
The road. Especially
on the road. Remember when the Lions went? I think it was like 2.5 years without winning a road game. Remember those days? So don't look at a road win as anything but a good thing, especially against a 500 ball club.
Well,
Are the Saints world beaters? No. Did Derek Carr get absolutely
Killed.
drilled by Irvin? Yes. Did that almost cost us the game? Yes, because it kept that drive alive on, what was that, 3rd and 17.
And it took him out of the game, which is better for the Saints.
Yeah, Jameis Winston. We have the lovely Spencer Ratcher, who has stuck around.
He is lovely.
Oh, dude, the guy's been hitting the
Thanks,
gym.
Spenny.
Thank
He's
you.
got the locks.
Appreciate it.
Without him, we wouldn't be on the air right now. So,
Facts.
Spenny, how you
Facts.
feeling right now? I know you get a little nervous during these games. Was your butthole clenched in the game?
It was clenched. It
Yeah.
was clenched for sure. It was tough. Terrible second half, but they took care of business, got the win on the road. It's it's not easy to win on the road in the NFL, and they went out there and did it. Bruce Irvin, I see people in the chat saying I thought he was too old, Spenny. He is old. I mean, he's 36 years old. That is dinosaur age.
He's got old man strength,
But he
though.
made
It's
the
like
play.
your dad.
Dad
Whoop your
strength.
ass.
Out there big
said
time,
on
bro.
the pregame show, I said he is old, but he can win one-on-ones, and that's what he did. He won that one-on-one, and his hit on Carr. Like, you can do stuff like that when he was playing in the 80s, but now you can't drive the quarterback in the ground. But I was happy. He got
Dick
the sack.
Butkus would have been proud of that hit.
for sure.
He
Hey, we
def-
got 2 sacks today.
Yeah, he defined savvy
that's
veteran,
good.
which is really what this line needed,
Well, let's talk about the turnovers, too. That's something that has been a problem
Yes.
over the course of the past 5 weeks. Lions, 0 turnovers today as far as my calculations. Took 2 away. That's +2. You're going to win a lot of ball games when you do that, and that was their problem. They were turning the ball over way too much, and that's what you see out of this team. If it gets off rhythm and it has to start chasing, we're not good enough yet to overcome those things.
Yeah.
And not many teams are good enough to overcome 4 turnovers
They
in
were
one
7
game.
down. In the last 4 games, they were -7.
Yeah, and that's tough
can't
to
win that
overcome.
way.
But
Yet they
today,
did.
-8.
But today, early on, you get that the great one-handed interception by Brian Branch, and then they take that
Honey
in
Brancher.
to go up 14-0, and you start building from there. Another big turnover later on in the game. So I'm really happy to see the turnover situation addressed over the last 10 days, and they actually did something about it and improved upon it. So hats off to the coaching staff for that, because that was something I think everybody was talking about had to be fixed, and they fixed it.
The star of the game today was Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Sam Laporta was the hero today. I mean, you were talking about it the entire time we were watching the game. Yeah, look. 200 yards for Jared Goff. 170 of it, went to
Sam
140 of it went to Sam Laporta.
Right.
He caught 9 and he got a touchdown. Probably could have had a couple of other ones. I think he was roughed up a little bit. But hey, man, great job by all the rookies, especially in the first quarter. Look, Jahmyr Gibbs with that tremendous run.
Awesome
and get
run.
down to the 2-yard line. David Montgomery picks it up from there. And then, of course, you get the interception by Brian Branch, and then you get the touchdown by Sam Laporta. So right there's your 3 rookies out of this class, man. That's what you want. out
And
of
what
your
other
team.
teams are doing that?
None.
And that's
None.
why I don't get so disgruntled when the team doesn't do well,
They're
because
rookies.
they're young players.
Yes.
You're going to have great games. You're going to have bad games.
You know who led the team in tackles today?
Who was it?
A man named Jack Campbell.
Jack Campbell. And he had a couple nice hits on the quarterback.
2 tackles for loss. He had
Early.
4 and 5 assists, man. That's his best game as a pro.
I thought he was good early. He kind of towards the. Nobody was good in the second half of this game
I mean,
defensively.
Well, but let's
They weren't great outside the first quarter. Let's be honest with
yeah,
ourselves.
but they lost the other 3 quarters.
Yeah.
The other thing is, when you look at this Lions season, there's a script. The Lions get up early, force a couple turnovers, and they win. I mean, every single one of their games here, they got up early, and whether they choked it away in the third quarter or not, they still held on. If they get behind the 8 ball early, this is a team that starts forcing the issue. Their tempo is set by the other team, not by their own offense, and that's when they start making the mistakes. But get up early, and this team will break you.
Yeah. One thing that we hope is breaking is Anson on his take about Jamison Williams.
Oh, we're going there already?
We got to go there
Now,
already.
what
My
did you-
man J-Mo with a big touchdown in a much-needed time on a double reverse. Jared Goff with probably the block of the century. I think when you're coaching, that needs to go on film as to
He
how
did step
quarterbacks.
in there
It was
really
a
well.
fantastic.
He put
He
his
did
hand
step
on the
in.
guy, and
He
that
did.
helps. Listen,
He
that
did.
helps. But no, J-Mo, once again, not a lot of touches, not a lot of targets. You saw he caught the first pass out of the gate. So they went to him early, but they didn't get to him later on in the game. But when they did go to him, what does he do? he put 6 on the board.
Touchdown maker.
And that's what you want out of your number 12 overall pick, is for the guy to get in the end zone.
Fair
and
enough.
what does he have a knack to doing? Getting in the
Pay
end
dirt,
zone.
baby.
I
Pay
mean, that's
dirt.
his 5th touchdown now.
So I need to ask you to do something for me here, Stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were sitting in here watching this game, and right when he scored, I turned over to you. Can you show everybody at home exactly what I got to look at when I looked at you?
Oh.
You guys got to show him.
Over here. There it is. That's exactly what you saw. The minute you turned to me, I wasn't even celebrating the touchdown. But he was mid-flight.
That's all you cared about.
That's all I cared.
Hey, he had 2 catches. 1 catch, 1 target, 19 yards.
I'll tell you what.
And the touchdown, 1. He had touched the ball twice for 30 yards and a touchdown.
I'll
today.
reel back my assessment and my criticism.
Yeah!
If this guy continues to get in the end zone.
Huzzah!
Because as I mentioned last week, I acquiesced. This guy has he has a knack for timely touches, and those end up being often touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's good to see them getting him involved in the offense in more creative ways. And listen, this has just now become a personal thing between me and Anson with J-Mo. But
Everyone in Anson.
But this is...
He takes a good beating, though.
Well, now to be fair, this goes way back to last year when Stick was sitting there on the board at number 6 in our Dynasty League, and I told everybody, I was like, he has to take him. He can't go on Woodward Sports and be like, I passed on J-Mo at number 6. Now there's guys like James Cook and a few others that you've second-guessed a little bit, and we've gone back and forth on whether you should have taken him. But I know you are all in, and I knew you were the first person I was looking at after he got in, and I deserved both of them birds.
You deserve the double guns.
Hey,
What's
congratulations.
going on, Nick? You look like you got some opinions on today's game.
Honestly, so J-Mo gets the 2 touches. Every time he touches the ball, it's magic.
Yeah.
Why can we not get this guy the ball more is my question. How do you get him more involved in this offense more early on?
Yeah,
Agreed.
I think that's the question. But look early on who scored the touchdown. St. Brown scored a touchdown. Montgomery scored a touchdown. Laporta scored a touchdown. Gibbs had a big run. So it's almost, who do you take away from? That's the tough question. Am I going to cut some targets to St. Brown? Hell no.
There's only one football to go around.
Right, and today was
all this
Laporta's
talent.
game. Today was Laporta's game, and I think everybody will get their turn down the line.
I think, though, I'd like to see a little more engineered things that don't have to be passes. He should be getting it more than, relying on 2 to 3 targets a game. He should be getting at least 3 or 4 direct touches a game for sure. I'd have to agree with that.
All right, let's get those phone lines rolling, shall we? 313-552-6322. We weren't even on the air yet, and the phone lines were jammed. We go to Nick. Who's up first, Nick?
Yes, sir. We're going to go right to Woody in Pennsylvania. Woody, you are live on air.
Penny Pen?
Woody, welcome to Woodward Sports. What's up, bud?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, man. We're happy.
I know it was a great day. Witnessing history. My life, like in 40 years, never happened before. 9-3.
Yes, sir.
So I'll take it.
Amen.
First of all, give props up to Sam Laporta and for Jared Goff for that mobility there on that last conversion. That was little out of his range to be able to move like that. So I'll give him credit for that one.
Sure.
Yeah, not only that play, you got to remember the play that who was it who dropped the ball?
When Montgomery dropped it.
Montgomery dropped the ball.
yeah.
He once again scrambled around the pocket, was able to find Montgomery. That could have been a first down. Golf's elite when it comes to footwork. I'm telling people.
Yeah.
I like the way he
I
stepped
just
up
wanted
in
to
the
point out.
pocket today. You know what?
Yeah.
He looked a lot more comfortable in the pocket,
Very
although it
much.
was collapsing on him a few times. He moved up in the pocket. He stayed cool, and he did his job. No picks.
I want to give. We should give credit though. I mean, I know we give them a lot of shit, but the defense, to me, I know they got lit up a little bit, but they
A lot.
gave the offense a short field twice, and that helped them because the offense struggled like getting drives, and I thought the defense, those 2 turnovers that they had, and they made a stop at the end.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them credit for that because it does. I mean, they benefited the offense because to me, I like Ben Johnson, but my only criticism of him is he gets too cute sometimes. And that last drive, I wasn't a fan of the pass to St. Brown that got incomplete because I felt like we can run the ball. We should have been running the ball, not doing them a favor, saving them timeouts.
Yeah, I also thought that was an awkward call too.
It just seemed like we put her . I don't like when he gets and just like Nick said, Can we get the ball to JMO a little bit more? I mean, the dude looked like the road runner. I mean, the only thing was missing was the beep beep. Like, I mean, he was so gone. It was what was it? Drake song 0 to 100. That was it right there. Like, I mean, he left everybody. You just got to get him the ball. It doesn't have to be passes. Just get him the ball.
I did not expect a Drake reference out of you. I got to be honest.
Woody stepping up. Hey, 380 yards the defense gave up. The Lions themselves, they got 205 on the passing, 142 on the ground, so another 347-yard game for them. But both teams under 400 yards. But the defense, let's face it, they were a sieve, especially on third down and long, 3rd and 16, 3rd and 17. New Orleans felt comfortable. And we missed a couple tackles, and a couple plays happened.
Yeah, but to Woody's point, when they needed to get a stop, they did. And I was shocked that AG brought pressure on that last play. You know, all game long, it's been, just trying to get pressure with that front four. And then on the last play, when you needed to get that stop, what do? You bring the blitz, and it worked out for you. So I'm okay with them not blitzing if they blitz when it's appropriate. But, yeah, it looked tough there when David Carr was rolling. What was he, like 11 of 12 at one point in the second half?
Can David Carr just retire now?
Well, I think Irvin killed him.
I think
he's dead.
I think he's for sure he's got another shoulder injury and probably another concussion. I mean, this guy has taken a beating this year. And how much longer? And I think the Saints actually look better when he is not there. And I'm not saying anything bad about the guy. I'm just saying I think it's time maybe to hang it up.
He is sledding down the backside of his career.
Yeah, he should have stayed in Oakland. I thought he was a good quarterback.
I don't think they didn't want him
for LA.
They didn't want him.
The way he led that locker room through all the torment. But I'm not here to suck off David Carr. I mean, he got destroyed today. So
to the point of the last caller, really what I saw today, and apparently I'm the SOL meter here. Successful Lion teams in the past lose this exact game. They go up by 21. Nick mentioned it before. It was 2020. It was actually, I looked into it. We went up 14-0 on this same Saints team and gave up 35 straight points after that. When this game started to get icky and started to get real close, this is a game that the Lions of the past lose. So as much as only a 5-point win, as much as we gave up 380 yards, what I see is this maturation week to week where after what happened these last 2 weeks, they came out and answered, stayed on top, and got the win on the road. SOL died a little bit today.
A win on the road any day is a good day.
9-3.
A win on the road.
9-3.
It's amazing.
Did you think we'd be doing 9 victorious post-game shows so far in 12 weeks?
I think I might have, in the beginning of the year, I might have circled this game as a loss. In the beginning of the year, the Saints, I didn't know how bad they were going to be, but I think a lot of Lions fans said, "Oh, we're going to the Superdome." That's probably a loss.
How many games do you think it's going to take to clinch the NFC North?
Well, their magic number now is 3.
But in reality, So how many?
I think
10?
Two wins against Minnesota.
To me, I think 10 wins locks it up.
So one more win.
No.
One more win.
You think the Packers or Minnesota is going to get to 10
Don't forget
wins?
they're playing each other.
But if Minnesota beats us twice,
You think they're still going to get to 10 wins? They have 6 now. Do they have 6 or do they have 5?
Minnesota's 6.
They're 6-6, and they had a bye today. That's correct, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if they get those 2 wins, it's a one game disparity between the two teams. I think they've got it locked up at this point. But in terms of wins and losses, they just have to hold serve against the Vikings. That's all that it comes down to.
If they split with the Vikings, it's still fine.
I agree with that too. If they split with them and they don't fall apart over these last 5, then that's all they need to do.
They got to go outdoors next week to Chicago. So let's see how the weather cooperates with us. Chicago is better than they were. And they gave us a good run here at home. They'll probably give us a good run in Chicago as well.
That's going to be an interesting game next week because you're going to be able to see what type of adjustments that Dan Campbell's able to make. It's not like they played each other back-to-back weeks, but it's close enough to where teams are still similar. It's not like you played a team early in the season and they're a completely different team 10 weeks later.
Like Alabama and Texas.
Yeah, like you're playing the same team.
Yeah.
Nick, who else we got on the phone?
Sir, we got Biggins in Traverse City.
There he is.
Biggins, you're live on air.
The Travis Kelce theory.
Hey, it's real.
It's real.
But, boys, I want to talk about the game. So first off, everyone's attacking the defense. I don't know if anybody noticed, but they did say during the telecast that the Saints were up there with the Lions in the top 3 in yards since week 6. So we weren't playing a terrible team. They are a good offense.
Good point.
They're bad in the red zone, though.
Well, we haven't done very well in the red zone this year. Our strength is keeping teams out of the red zone. So the problem was we let them get in the red zone to begin with those throws to Chris Olave. But here's the thing. Like I've been saying all season, Sam Alprota, he's the best tight end in the league now. Travis Kelce's fallen off the cliff.
Love that.
And then we've got Jamison Williams. He's our Deshaun Jackson. He doesn't always make plays all the time, but when he does, they're big plays, and they matter. They get in the end zone.
Boom.
But, you know, after that loss against the Packers, I saw what everyone said on the internet and what all the talking heads said on television. And I looked at the record, and we had the second best record in the NFL, and they say we can't win.
Right.
And it reminded me about a team they said that couldn't win. This upcoming February will be the Super Bowl. It'll be 44 years since the greatest win ever, the Miracle on Ice. And we've got a coach like that team's coach, Herb Brooks.
Oh, here we go.
Herb
Let's
Brooks,
go, Biggins.
Herb Brooks played on the 1964 U.S. Olympic team that didn't win anything 16 years before he coached the team. Dan Campbell was on the Lions 16 years before he coached the team now, when they won nothing. We were 3-13 in 2007. And you know what? I think Dan Campbell is like Herb Brooks. He understands that we're not always going to have the best players, but if we have the right players and we work the hardest and we're the most conditioned and we have the best team chemistry, we can beat anybody.
Anywhere
and
anytime.
Brad Holmes delivered the mad genius with Bruce Irvin, who came up with 2 big hits, the sack and the knockout.
Grim Reaper.
You know, R.I.P. David Carr.
Yep.
Yes.
And can we have a moment of silence for the linesman as well that lost his life on the sidelines today?
Also, yeah, I saw what happened to his leg. That was terrible and unfortunate. As much as we don't like the referees, we don't want to see the referee get hurt.
Nope.
But then, you know, going forward, we're going to make the playoffs. And I know going into the playoffs, the narrative is going to be what happens on New Year's Eve in Dallas. Whether we beat them or lose to them is what people are going to say what we're going to do in the playoffs.
I agree.
But that 1980 U.S. Olympic team, 3 days before the Olympics, their last exhibition game, they played the Soviet Union at Madison Square Garden.
Commies.
And we lost that game 10-3. And I remember the made-for-TV movie Miracle on Ice from 1981, starring Police Academy legend Steve Guttenberg as Jim Craig. And there's a scene after that game they lost 10-3 where Anson is drunk in the bar, and he starts heckling the hockey team, saying they can't beat the Soviets and that we're never going to win anything. And I believe it was Jack O'Callahan. He says, "Hey man, back off. We're just getting started, and if you're going to bet on us." And that's our Detroit Lions. You know, it doesn't matter even if we lose in Dallas, we can still win the Super Bowl because we're just getting started. We're young. You know, Jack Campbell had his best game of the year today. You know, Sam Alprota had his best game of the year today. And what did I say last week, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago? The 13th man is on the way. You know, that opening home playoff game, the special guest might be the Michigan Wolverines with the national championship trophy at the field.
With a bald eagle flying above it.
America.
This is America's team.
I really thought we were buddies finally, man.
And now here, I want to quote a word of scripture from the book of Bo Schembechler.
Yes.
We want the Super Bowl championship, and we're going to win it as a team. They can throw at all those great backs and great quarterbacks and great defensive players throughout the country and in this conference, but there's going to be one team that's going to play solely as a team. No man is more important than the team. No coach is more important than the team. The team. And if we think that way, all of us, everything that you do, you take into consideration what effect does it have on my team. We're going to win the championship again because we're going to play as a team better than anybody else in this conference. We're going to play together as a team. We're going to believe in each other. We're not going to criticize each other. We're not going to talk about each other. We're going to encourage each other. And when we play as a team, when the old season is over, you and I know it's going to be Lions again, Lions.
All right, Biggins.
Man,
Welcome to the Biggins Show.
can I also quote a line from the book of Bo Schembechler? Hold on to the ball, or I'll send you to Dr. Johnson.
Ouch.
So, listen, man, I feel you, Biggins. My thing with saying that it's not SOL yet because they haven't made a Super Bowl is my way of holding this team and our fans accountable and demanding what exactly you're talking about. I believe in this team. I believe in this regime. I love the move they've made, and not just for this year, but for the 20s, as I keep going back to all the time. But the things you're talking about in supporting and all of that, that's what this team is built on.
Quit doubting America.
I'm not doubting them.
Doubting America.
What I'm saying is that
go play for the Russians.
9-3, bro. 2 years ago, you and I would have never imagined
No,
this
God,
at all.
A year ago,
for sure.
It was a great. I forget who put it. I think it was Peaceful Tim in the chat. The Lions have secured a winning record for 2 seasons in a row already.
Yeah.
Two seasons in a row, a
We
winning
matched
record.
last year's
that.
record already.
Already,
9 wins.
already.
No.
How many games are left?
5.
And we already tied last year's win total.
Yep. Pretty
Amazing.
damn good.
I'm happy.
So, what do you guys think we do in those last 5? Let's take a look at the schedule here real quick.
At worst, 3-2.
We're at Chicago, home versus the Broncos, which is not a pushover game. They've been real good. Then we go to Minnesota.
Fog 'em.
And then on the road again to Dallas. And then we finish up at home versus the Vikings.
Fog 'em.
Yep.
So-
at worst, 3-2.
At worst.
At
Huh?
worst.
I thought down the stretch, going into this game, remember we were talking their last 6. 4-2 is where I wanted them to be.
Yep.
So 3-2 down the stretch.
Would you take 12-5 for the year? Of course.
I would have taken 11-6.
11
course.
I'd
I would
have
have
been
taken
super
10
happy.
and 7.
Just get me at least one home playoff game.
Yeah,
that's all I'm asking.
And it's
for.
okay to get greedy. It's
Yeah.
okay to want more.
It is.
But it's also
We'll
okay to
start with
understand that, dude, next year was really the year that it's designed for the Lions. That's when the salary
right.
cap's finally ours, and
That's
we can
right.
go get big-time players and do
That's right.
big-time things. Like, this is set up for 2024. But we're living pretty fucking sweet right
Yeah.
now in 2023, and I'm happy with it.
It would help if the guys that you signed as free agents didn't get hurt.
Right.
It would also help if your offensive line hasn't been torn apart every other freaking week. It seems like they really hit the injury bug this year, and it started with the Seahawks game when 7 or 8 players went down, and they just can't seem just to get rolling. And the way you win in this league is last year they were the healthiest team at the end of the year, and they were the hottest team at the end of the year.
And that's what
so
I-
you got 5 games
Yep.
left now to get that going, get healthy again, and get rolling again, because that's when it counts.
And that's what I was talking to, I believe, Spencer and Booner about during the watch party. Is I'm okay with them stumbling right now a little bit, and if this is stumbling, like if a 1-game losing streak is stumbling,
yeah, that's something.
as long as you start trending up over the next 4 to 5 weeks and hit your stride going into the playoffs, I'll take the lull right now. I'll take it right now, but you got to be trending back up.
I wonder how bad that Sam is hurt. Excuse me, Frank Ragnow.
Well, that's
I thought you were gonna say
exactly where I was.
Flannel Sam.
No.
That's exactly where I was going right now.
did not look
Flannel
good.
Sam's hurt because J-Mo scored.
Well, I just looked it up
But
here.
Michigan won.
And about 8 minutes ago, Dan Campbell gave a little presser. Might be able to bring that up in a minute here, but he did say that it is not as bad as initially feared. They felt that it was a very serious injury, and that they won't have a full report until tomorrow. However, right now they are saying that it is better than it looked initially.
Because I looked at Dan Campbell's face as he patted Frank Ragnow
Yeah.
on his helmet when he was coming out, and I just saw the look in Dan's face, and I'm like, oh,
There goes his season.
there goes Ragnow.
Yeah,
and
looks
let's
like it.
face it, the guy plays on 9 toes to begin with.
313-552-6322 is the phone number. Lions victory after party going on right now
9-3.
live on Woodward Sports. My name is Stick. That is Maz. Anson is here. Nick, who else we got?
Yes, sir. We're going to go to John in Kalamazoo. John, thanks for waiting. You're live on air.
Hey, Johnny, what's happening? You're on Woodward Sports.
What's up, fellas?
How's
Hey,
it
buddy.
going? How's
Welcome to the
KZoo?
party.
Hey, I live in KZoo, but I'm from the city, so
Okay.
I just say from Kalamazoo. I actually came out there. I took my girl to Birmingham Roast a couple weeks ago so she could see the Woodward Sports studio.
Nice.
Did you get one of these bomb-ass brownies?
That thing's gigantic.
No,
Been
we
eating
just
it
got
for
some
40
coffee and a
minutes.
little breakfast.
That's
But
good, man.
no,
Good
I just wanted to
spot.
talk about
I wanted to talk about offensively. I mean, when Jared Goff walked up to the line, he got all these Ferraris and muscle cars to help him out. It just feel like sometimes our offense is not as high-powered as it should be. I mean, Gibbs, I don't feel like get used well enough. And then the same thing with J-Mo.
You mean like the third quarter? Every third quarter?
I mean, yeah, every week in the third quarter, we might as well turn it off and take an extended halftime.
Right.
Yeah.
Soon back in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we kind of piddled down our legs in the third quarter, and the Saints are a great third quarter team, but they survived, right?
How the hell do
They
we fix
survived.
that? How do we fix that, though?
I don't know. It's got to get fixed because
That's my question.
you can't win only playing 3/4 of a game in the playoffs. So
Yeah,
they got to get that fixed.
I know we want to say that the offense struggled, but they put up 33 points
I know.
today. And,
21 quick ones in the first 7 minutes.
They still put them on the board. I don't care. I mean,
53 minutes, they put in 12 points.
okay, but the game is 60 minutes long, so
got
that's
you.
what we're referring to is the whole 60 minutes. They
I
put
got
up
you.
33 points today. And so as much as we want to say the offense was struggling, it's that they struggled in patches, but that's going to happen. Defenses are going to get stops. But they were there when we needed it, right? When the game got close, they never relinquished the lead either. But when the game got close, what did they do? They got creative, ran the double reverse to superstar J-Mo, the best overall 12th pick of all time. And they got a touchdown out of it to extend the lead. So I get it. And this is why it's so tough to be 9-3 and critique the team. You are allowed to critique the team, but also let's be realistic about it. 33 points in a game is damn good for the offense. The defense didn't put any of those points on the board today.
Yeah.
That was all offensive-based points.
Well, I'd say 7 of them were pretty gift-wrapped by the defense. But,
Okay.
But regardless,
Okay, so 26 points.
But, the caller's got a great point. It's a good question. How do we fix our third quarter woes offensively? And I'll tell you what. We keep talking about how timely these big touches are and these touchdowns for J-Mo. Maybe the third quarter is when we try and manufacture some of these creative touches for him.
I like that a lot, Anson. Yeah, you got to get going in the third quarter specifically, but the fact of the matter is the Lions won this game on the road in a tough environment, and they've been winning these games all year. It started in Kansas City.
Yep.
They usually lose that game. The Chargers usually lose that game. The Bears usually lose that game. Something's really happening here, and I'm just fired up to be a part of it.
Yeah, he fired up. Who else is on the phones?
Yes, sir. We're going to Jeff from AT&T. Jeff, you're live on air.
Oh, it's my boy. What's up, Jeff?
How are you, Maz? How are you, boys?
What's up,
up,
Jeff?
buddy? Doing good,
9-3. That's how we are.
We're happy. You're happy.
I'm happy. I will tell you, this one concerned me a little bit. Let's go back. The NFL screwed it up adding a 17th game. But didn't we always used to break the season down in like 4 quarters?
Yeah.
Like 4-game stretches? This is our worst. The third quarter, our last 4 games have probably been our worst 4 games of the year. We're 3-1.
I know. That's
Yep.
good.
We had,
Amen.
look at it. David Montgomery drops a sure first down. Brian Branch actually makes a decent play, pops a ball up on 3rd and forever, and Olave gets lucky and gets underneath it.
Yep.
Those are same old Lions plays, which is normally where we crumble.
Agreed.
We're persistent. We're not crumbling. And, Goff didn't have a great day, but let's give Goff a lot of credit. After 2 horrendous games, he's come back and he played well.
Yeah, I think he had
won
like
that
117 passer rating. He had a good game.
He did. 200 yards on the button.
200 plus,
Yeah.
2 TDs.
Exactly what you ask of him.
Yep.
Yeah, and even like at the end of the game there, I had said something to my wife who has no clue what I'm talking about because she's a new man. Like, we haven't used Josh Reynolds all day.
Yep.
And boom, there he is.
Who gets the ball? Josh Reynolds. We've got more talent than we know. I will tell you what is scaring me, though. We're talking about, Ben Johnson, that Carolina job's open. The way he's calling the offense right now, let's ship him out. Because I will tell you, we are not running the ball. He's doing this, not even, I know you guys had said something about some of these plays he's running, or maybe it was one of the callers, but some of his first down calls are pretty sketchy to me. Why are we running these screen passes where we're throwing behind the line of scrimmage for 3 yards?
Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. Almost, matter of fact, one almost was an interception.
And it's, sometimes play callers are just like anybody else. They get in a rhythm and they get out of a rhythm.
Sure.
And right now, it just doesn't seem like everybody's operating on the same page. Jared Goff with those turnovers sometimes prevents Ben Johnson from doing what he wants the last couple of weeks. This week, you're trying to establish the run early on. So I don't know. Sometimes it all clicks, and sometimes it's tough. Last year, it all clicked for Ben Johnson. This year, you can tell they're still trying to figure it all out again.
Maybe teams are catching up to him a little.
But
you could think of that too.
They're the fourth most points in the league.
Yeah.
Like, why are we complaining about the offense right now?
I'm not complaining. I'm the one who said they scored 33 points today. I'm just saying, doesn't it seem like it's a little bit more of it came natural last year, it felt like. This year, it feels like.
It came under the radar last year.
Yeah,
we had no targets on our back, and there was no book on us. They came out, and the Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens wrote the script on how to beat the Lions. And since then, we've had 5 games that, aside from the Raiders game, we've won by a combined total of 20 points. Okay, so I think the issue is
that's how the NFL's designed.
100%. Yeah. And so when you see a guy like this that is a creative play caller that's had tremendous success out of nowhere, is able to call a play like he called for J-Mo to score that touchdown, the game-sealing touchdown. I don't know why anybody's questioning Johnson aside from hoping that he doesn't leave.
Hey, they still have the most explosive plays in the NFL. They lead the NFL in most explosive plays. And you know what? You got division games coming up now. You got Chicago 2 against the Vikings. You got to hold serve on those. Hold serve in your division. Get out of here with 1 loss. To me, that's the goal. Win your division games. If you lose to Dallas, the Broncos, you trip up, I'm okay with that. Win your division games and get the hell out of here. Get to the playoffs, get healthy, and let's get going again. And use Jahmyr Gibbs more and use J-Mo a little bit more. That's what I want to see. I want to see those 2 guys being used more. They use all the other rookies. Let's get these guys more involved. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. I love his game. Get the ball in his hands. I don't think they gave it to him enough today. I really don't.
Certainly not in the passing game.
Hey, phone line, guys, 313-552-6322. Stick Anson, Maz, Nick is here as well. Jalen as well. Give us a holler. Nick, what do you got for us next?
Yes, sir. We're going to go to Freddie in Indy. Freddie Felt. Shout out, Freddie. You're live.
Hey, Freddie. We missed that pizza today, Freddie.
I actually hit Jeff. I was like, hey, check your Venmo. And they're like, no, we got Jimmy John. So, maybe next week.
Thanks, Freddie. Thanks, buddy. Hey, did you go to the Michigan game?
What do you do for a living where you can afford to feed these assholes?
I'm in the medical field. I'll just leave it at that.
Thanks, Dr. Fred.
Yeah.
Dr. Fred.
He'd be doing boob jobs.
Did you go to Michigan and Iowa last night?
Yeah, you'll have to excuse my voice. I was busy cheering on the back-to-back Big Ten champion Michigan Wolverines from the Iowa end zone.
Hey, bet, man. Bet.
Sounds so awkward when Maz says it.
Really?
Yeah. I like
How's
that,
it going, Freddie?
Yeah, I won't do any Bo Schembechler quotes though. I'll do the Harbaugh bet. I'll just do Harbaugh bet.
That was a great call, though.
It was.
Hey, fellas, can we get a moment of silence, maybe 5 seconds in memoriam to Derek Carr and the chain dude's leg?
No question. Here's to you, DC.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, sorry what Irvin did to you. Oh,
man.
Boy,
but speaking of Irvin...
The Grim Reaper.
Yeah, speaking of Irvin, I just thought he brought a great energy to the defense. And I'm not going to be one of those goofy dudes that's going to sit here and talk about the draft in April, but I really hope to see all defensive picks, basically, and maybe a little O-line depth. But as far as the fan base goes, this is chat my ass all year, and I'm going to keep saying it. But honestly, I've come to accept the fact that the fans as a whole, they're just not going to make that shift until we win a playoff game.
Yeah.
Because you got to sit and listen to your friends, family, the chat, oh, they're going to blow it. Oh, they're going to do it. Fire AG. And
Here
it's
they
like,
go again.
it makes the game miserable as a lifelong Lions fan.
But you know what's awesome about that is when they do finally do it, it's going to be amazing. And that's what I keep pointing to all season long is those people aren't enjoying the journey right now. It's going to be too late for them. They're going to have to look back on 2023 and be like, oh, I guess they were a pretty good team that season. And then they're going to have to realize they sat there and just doubted. So I'm okay with people acting like that. I'm okay with Anson coming in here every week and telling me they're going to lose.
I've never said that.
but I
you yelled at me when I walked in.
That's
You're
right.
like, "Maz, get
Both
that
of you
negative
walked in at the
energy out of
same
here.
time, and it was
Get
like a
that
dark
energy."
cloud just
That's
came
because
in.
they had just scored.
Yeah,
again.
they just scored
The
again.
Saints.
Yeah, to me, it's like the people that are so uptight right now and aren't enjoying the ride are going to regret it when they look back and be like,
I'm enjoying it.
It's like the end of what was that? The Office. Sometimes I wish they'd let you know you were in the good old days when it was happening. These are the good old days right now, and realize that we're in them before you want too much and don't even appreciate being 9-3.
Yeah, we have to enjoy these games right now
feels so good.
because the playoffs are going to come and go so quickly, regardless of the result. And every second of those games and every day in between those games are going to be nerve-wracking for Detroit Lions fans. So you got a great point, Stick. Enjoy this right now. 9-3, it's amazing.
By the way, what
live
happened
in the moment, you hippies?
Hey, what happened in the Steeler game that it's still
Don't
playing?
hippies live in the moment?
The Steelers-Cardinal game. What happened in that game? Was there lightning or something?
I don't know.
Because the game is still going on from 1 o'clock. And Cardinals are now winning 24-3 in Pittsburgh.
It probably was
It had to be some type of delay.
A delay.
They were scheduled rain to start at 3, so I would imagine.
My
that's what it
nieces
was.
are at that
Because
game.
I was wondering why McBride didn't have any more catches.
Yeah, he had
He's
he had
8
quite
for
a bit in the beginning.
89
And
now.
a touchdown.
He's a good player, that guy.
He's a hell of a player.
8 for
He's a
89.
good
Hell of
player.
a player. Hell of a draft pick. What do we got going on, Nick?
Yes, sir. We got Eric in Detroit. Eric, you're live on Woodward Sports.
Hey, what up, though, guys?
Hey,
What
Eric,
up?
what up, man?
Nothing much, man. Just enjoying this 9-3 record. But I heard a couple of calls back, people saying Ben Johnson, his question, his play call. I think the play of Jared Goff the last few weeks has limited his play calling, because today it looked like they didn't really trust him enough to throw the ball downfield. We was doing a lot of short intermediate passes, and that's maybe to get Jared Goff confidence back. What y'all guys think?
I mean, that very much could be true. If you want to limit turnovers, you limit risk, and they've definitely limited risk today. But
The old
it
take
works.
what you get. The old take what they give you. Routine.
Yeah, and I mean, they clearly saw something to where the tight end was going to have an
Yeah.
advantage in this game, because they kept going to that well
Big time.
over and
Yeah.
over and
And they
over
didn't
and
stop it.
over again. And if they're not going to stop it, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what the Lions did. So, I mean, you do bring up a good point. Maybe that was part of the design. Keep throws short, keep them in the pocket, keep the game easy and consistent for Jared Goff, so we can get back on track with those turnovers. That's a good observation.
Did y'all realize? Let's give Sam Laporta some credit.
Hell yeah.
He's gone.
Oh yeah, it's arguably the best
we lost
first
that
year.
up there.
Arguably the first year tight end ever. Best first year tight end ever.
Yeah, Keith Jackson. They're comparing him to Keith Jackson.
Oh, Nelly.
Yeah, and nobody knows who Keith Jackson is. Like that's how old these records are going back. Maz is the only one who
Keith
can reference
Jackson. I was thinking more Ditka and Gronk.
No, Keith Jackson. Like that's how. And once again, we've talked about this all season long. Isn't it nice to finally see the Lions graphics of
Hell
a
yeah.
rookie doing something, or like a record being set? We've seen that so much this year. When in the previous 40 years of my life, it was always what someone was doing to the Lions to set records.
Now Ryan said this on our show, and I'm starting to agree with him. This past draft, when you look back, might be the best draft in Lions history.
3 of the top 12 players, and time will tell, but maybe 4 of the top 15 if Campbell can pan out.
Has to keep going, right? Has to keep keep going. Sorsdahl is in there. He's had to be put in situations where, they didn't want to put this kid in. Last week, he got lit up against Green Bay. They took him out in the second half. He had to play this week because, Frank Ragnow went out. They had to move Graham Glasgow to center. But if you look, man, even though Ragnow went out, they did not really miss a beat. It's eventually going to catch up to you. When your offensive line, they have not been together for more than one game altogether. It's been a different combination every single week.
Before we get off of tight ends, can I just shout out for the touchdown from the grave by Jimmy Graham today?
I know. He looked like the old Jimmy Graham.
I didn't even know he was still in the league.
I always liked Jimmy Graham.
Longevity.
Always liked him. He didn't dunk it this time, though.
No,
did you notice? He did not dunk it.
I don't think he can get up that high anymore.
No, I don't either.
Jalen's got a video for us. So what you got on the video, man?
Dub and things like that. Just a small video.
All right, Dan Campbell. Here we go.
Boys.
And they came out and fought, and I love the way we came out early in this game, and and then they made some adjustments, and then we had to make some adjustments, and I was proud of our defense getting 2 takeaways. I thought Sam Laporta, man, was huge today for us. I thought he was he really made some huge plays. I thought we did a great job taking care of the football. Got 2 takeaways on defense. That's got to be our recipe. And I thought. Boy, Goff there at the end, that was a critical pass, and Reynolds on the catch. So just a number of things, not easy. It's not easy to win. But here we go, man. We got 9 wins with 5 to go.
That's it. 9 wins with 5 to go. They've already matched last year's win total with 5 to go. 3 against your own division.
Yeah. And we had an expectation of the playoffs. We had a hope of a division win, and we're well on our way to nailing both of those.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's at this point in the rebuild.
And when will it be enough, Anson?
Super Bowl, baby.
When
Super
will
Bowl.
we stop the fire?
I'm not mad at them.
Not you. I'm just talking in general. Like, the Lions are sitting here 9-3. They're on the cusp of clinching the NFC North. They're on the cusp of hosting a playoff game. And it's still not enough for some people, and it drives me insane.
It's still a playoff win.
It's still fire AG. It's still Jared Goff can't be our quarterback. They're 9-3. Those 2 guys are a part of the collective reason you are 9-3. Do you think without AG you'd be 11-1? Maybe I don't understand the logic behind hating on the guys that got you to 9-3. It's okay to want better, but also acknowledge what the fuck is going on right now. They're 9-3, so stop with the fire AG stuff right now. Get on board. They're not firing them 12 weeks into the season.
Right.
This is the team. Enjoy who the hell we have. They're 9-3. Embrace it.
What are they?
9-3.
Okay, they're
9-3.
They're 9-3.
I don't need to fire AG, and he's not getting fired, guys.
No, he's not.
When have a 9-3 team ever cut their defensive coordinator 12 games into a season? Never.
I'm sorry, but his defensive staff is just still undermanned. What he's doing with that defense, I think, is commendable.
They're without their 2 big free agents they went out and got this year. Hutch has been pretty much a no-show on the sack department. He has been getting pressures. Pascal hasn't been healthy. There's just so many things that go into it, and I'm not making excuses. But with all that being said, they're 9-3,
right?
And it's still like, fuck this team. I don't know. They're gonna get their head stomped.
It's gonna take the playoff win. For me, again, I need to see them in the Super Bowl. But I think that, like somebody was saying, you're sitting at the Thanksgiving table with your family. Oh, it's a Lions year, and everybody's laughing at you because, well, the first thing you go to, when was the last time they won a playoff game? So as soon as they can get one of those under the belt, and I'm feeling really good. I think we do get a playoff win this year. I think the Lions Nation can breathe easy once that happens, and then we can really start focusing on that Super Bowl.
The stars, the asterisk's going to come out soon next to the Lions' name at the NFC North. The little asterisk that says clinched.
Yeah, you're right.
You see clinched division championship with about 3 weeks to go in the season. That's when Lion fans are going to finally rest and say, yeah, you know what? We're the division champs, man.
No,
you're getting me hard, JB.
Because then if they lose the game going into the playoffs to the Vikings because they didn't play it because Hendon Hooker played, it's going to be like, or Hendon Hooker has a big game, it's going to be like, see, he should have started the playoff game. It's like, well, it's never enough for you people. Just like Anson on the J-Mo touchdown today. You know what Anson's response was to the J-Mo touchdown today?
I know what yours was.
My hands up in the air, smiling, looking at you because I knew it was coming.
What was your first comment, though?
It wasn't a catch.
No. That dive wasn't very good.
Oh yeah, the dive.
No.
The dive.
No. That was well afterwards when they slowed it down and did the reverse, man. It was scary to me because we need them on the field, man.
We do. I don't like those celebrations.
I don't either, man.
No diving, no jumping.
That always scares me, man.
But you know what I liked about that?
The Russian judge holds up a 6.
His ACL's good, boys. His ACL's good.
That was not an awesome dive. Well, come on, Stick. What would you give that dive? Let's hear it from the East German judge.
I'd give it a 4.
A 10 out of 10.
A 10 on that dive?
Because it came in a touchdown.
Okay, just because the
If
guy
it was a
walked
dive
up
at the 50-yard line, then yeah.
Homie, everyone walks down the diving board before they jump.
Shout out to Patrick Ofaria.
He's in there.
Patrick Ofaria threw a $50 bill at us.
Faria?
Treating us like some hoes on 8 Mile. We'll take it.
Thank you.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's how I feel Lions fans are right now. Like J-Mo can score a touchdown, and the dive's messed up. They're 9-3. Well, they could have lost a game here. It's like, well, they didn't. They didn't though.
Now these are the games that not great teams lose every single year, especially the Lions in the past. And what they did today was just go in, coming out of adversity. You can't understate what kind of effect emotionally and psychologically the last 2 weeks can have on a team that can make them easily dump this type of a game. But they held serve, man. They're going back home. Oh, no, they're on the road next week, right?
Yeah, Chicago.
That's going to be
last
tough.
outdoor game until the playoffs. After they win the first round at Ford Field, then either go to San Francisco or Philadelphia.
Do you have more faith in golf outdoors now, considering
No.
he went to Lambeau and done it twice?
No.
He went to Arrowhead and did it.
No, that
went
was
to Tampa
that was in
Bay
September
and did it.
That was 80 degrees.
What about last year going in and beating Aaron Rodgers?
It was a meaningless game.
Not for the what?
It was a meaningless game to the Lions.
Yeah, that's why it's even more impressive because it meant the Packers were.
I know, but this is this year.
No, man.
This is this year.
I'll second that statement. I'll second Stick. I'll second that.
You'll second what?
You.
Yeah, there's no way that was a meaningless game for the Packers. That was for them to get into the
meaningless
playoffs.
game for the Lions. He had no pressure on him.
But that's why it's all that much more important it's speaking to the culture change in Detroit.
Logic.
Why?
No, the fact that the Lions
The Packers had so much riding on that game. They were giving everything they have, and to put in that performance against a team giving you everything.
Okay.
It's more impressive.
Listen, I'm talking about this year. I'm not going to talk about last year or September against Kansas City.
Stick, in that game too that you're referring to last year, Goff 224, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. He took care of the football. That's what mattered.
Made big throws when big throws mattered, though.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he was elite though.
He won the game.
He does worry me in those situations.
He throws a flutter ball.
If we have to travel to Philly, I would be scared personally.
Listen,
I don't
did
think
you
I
hear
trust
this
Goff.
week when Dan Campbell spoke?
Y'all be scared.
Listen,
Dan Campbell ain't scared.
Did
I
you
ain't
hear?
scared.
Did you hear Dan Campbell speak about Hendon
Doesn't
Hooker
matter
this
if you
week?
have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
Did you hear what
That's Dan Campbell. You think Dan Campbell cares about going on the road to Philly?
Maybe you didn't hear this. I'll just tell you what Dan Campbell said.
Yeah,
He was talking
Hooker's
about
good.
Hendon
We
Hooker.
like him. That's fine.
We love Hooker. We love the ball he throws. The guy throws a tight spiral. You think you're ever going to hear those words out of his mouth when it comes to Jared Goff? No. You're going to hear he's a good leader. He took care of the ball today. He's our guy. That's who you have right now. That's who they're talking about. Outdoor game, you're not in good shape. You're not. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. How about those Michigan Wolverines?
You know what the spread was for the over/under for the first half of points for Iowa?
Yeah, 6.
0.5.
0.5.
They couldn't even give them the 1.5 because it's not the Arena Bowl. It's not like they can score 1 point. 0.5. And they held it in each one. But yes,
Hey, let me ask you guys this. This sidebar of Lions right now. What did you think of the Final Four today in college football? Do you think the committee got it right? Stick.
No, I don't. I think they did this because Florida State's quarterback's hurt. If Florida State was at full staff, you have to put that team in, but they don't want to put a freshman quarterback on display in the college
all money,
football.
bro. That's all money.
Alabama
The SEC
sells
was not
tickets.
allowing them to do that without them representing.
No,
Period.
I think it's more about the matchups. They don't want a lopsided game, man. And if you throw a freshman quarterback out there for a team that's trending down, but you cannot leave a Power 5 conference undefeated champion out of the playoffs.
Agreed.
That's the dumbest thing I've
Agreed.
ever heard.
But let me tell you this about Alabama getting in. Alabama lost to Texas. So I got Neil Rule telling me, Texas is out. Alabama's way better. I'm like, well, they beat him at the beginning of the year. He's like, September is not December. September is not December. I'm like, they beat him in Tuscaloosa. You can't put Alabama ahead of Texas. Now, the SEC overall lost their battle this year to the ACC. Did you know that? The ACC had a better record against the SEC. Alabama beat Auburn, pathetic Auburn, on a Hail Mary.
The longest fourth and goal in history.
Otherwise, they're even out.
The longest fourth and goal in history.
They also beat a 4-win Arkansas team in Tuscaloosa by 3 points. So don't read to me that Alabama all of a sudden absolutely had to be in there. They
not
didn't.
at all. I agree.
They did not have to be in there.
That's all SEC money, man. That's
It
all
is.
SEC money
That's what
and
it comes
influence.
down to.
Agreed.
And you know what? Michigan plays Alabama. Neil and all that Michigan haters are laughing. Oh, you guys don't want Alabama. Honestly, I really don't want to play them. I'd rather not play them.
This is the Alabama version they want, though.
But I'll tell you, Michigan will give it everything they got, man, in this game, and they're going to slay the dragon this time.
But listen,
they are.
if there's ever a time they wanted Alabama, this is the one time. This is the team they want.
You're right.
For sure.
Anson, get up on the desk.
I can do that.
Keep talking, Maz.
I'm just saying, guys. I just want your opinion as well. Nick, the Final Four. You got Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama, Florida State, undefeated, and on the outside looking in.
It's a damn shame. I mean, it's classic college football playoff. They've always done this. They wanted an SEC team in there, and for ours, like, sadly, we have to play Bama. As a Michigan fan, obviously it's not ideal, but these teams are so loaded at the top.
Yeah.
You're going to have to beat the best if you want to be the best. So we get Bama in this game. I'm fired up for it. Luckily, I got a good friend who went to Alabama, graduated from there. That's going to be a big old party. I'm excited. We get the opportunity to take on Nick Saban and the best. Can you think about these two coaches going head-to-head in the playoff?
That would be awesome.
Oh,
Matt Broder on the chat, and also on the text chain. He can't wait to get his Michigan hands on Alabama. Are you a college football guy?
I am a college football guy.
What's your take?
I'm a staunch Michigan hater.
Oh, okay.
I grew up maize and blue. I got accepted to both schools.
So
I
you're
chose
pissed
state.
about MSU not getting in?
No, man.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm just joking.
I'm just glad that we're both. Well, I'm glad that we got our coach replacement before Michigan did, because I think they'll be looking for one this offseason. But I'll tell you what. Listen, everything's coming together for this Michigan team. They've got playmakers on both sides of the ball. JJ has really matured into the guy that they had kept him for over McNamara, and had hoped that he would, mature into. And he's really not only looking like one of the best quarterbacks in college football right now, but he's looking like one of the best prospects to enter the draft.
Yeah.
Man,
Florida State got robbed, man.
They did, but
that's a shame.
I hate to say it, but everything's aligning for this Wolverine team. It'll be the perfect send-off for Harbaugh, and I would absolutely hate to see it, but
talent's aligning.
Really might.
Yeah.
All right, back to Lions football. We are 9-3, baby.
Please.
Let's go.
All right, let's talk about next week's game as we wrap it up here on the Woodward Sports Lions post-game show. We got CJ GJ in the DJ booth right now with us. Hello, CJ.
West,
Are you coming back for the Viking game, by the way?
Yeah. If you've been following me on my social media, I've been jumping around my living room shirtless a lot, and I'm ready to come back and hit people.
All right, let's go around the room here. I'm going to start with you, Anson. It's the Chicago Bears welcoming in the Lions. We were here just a few weeks ago, and we were all there sweating it out at the end, but the Lions come back with 2 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes to beat Chicago, throw a safety in on top of it all. What do you say happens next week?
This is the classic trap, letdown game. But what the Lions did today, I think that they can go and win that one. I do think that they go and win it. I think they were a little shocked by seeing Fields last time, and they're not going to sneak up on us. I think that we're going to get out there, get up early, and win the turnover game. Again, that's been the script. He talked about the recipe, Dan Campbell. I like us to win. It's the week after in Denver
Denver will be here.
Oh yeah, here.
And it's a Saturday night game.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Stick, who do you
one.
like next week? Give me your synopsis for next week. Not who do you like, because I know who you like.
You know I like the Lions next week, baby. I hope they learn their lesson about Justin Fields.
I can't look at you in that.
Pack the box, put 9 down there, make that dude throw the ball, and just punish him when he tries to run the ball. If they can do that, I think they figured him out, the last game. But weather is always a concern when you're outdoors, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm interested to see how well the Lions' coaching changes are going into this game, because we saw them almost fumble the bag on this game. And if they could come back and stomp them and put their foot on their throat and finish it early, it shows not only the resiliency of this team to come back against them early and then come back and stomp them, but it shows that these coaches can make the proper adjustments to week to kick the shit out of their inter-division opponents.
That'll put them up to 10-3, still only 1 loss in the division. Nick, what's your synopsis for next week?
Yeah, we know this Lions team always bounces back after a bad loss, and that was the Packer game. It woke them up again. I believe we go into Chicago and we win 34-31. I think we also know that this Lions defense, it's not your strong suit on this team. The other team's going to be able to put up points and Justin Fields with DJ Moore, but we come out on top 34-31 by a field goal in the Windy City.
Well, I love the 11-day layoff that they just had, and they do always come back strong, right? Look what they did against the Chargers off the bye.
Yep.
31 points they could have had in the first half. They missed that 4th and goal, so they had 24 points. Today, 21-0, 7 minutes into the game. You got to go to Chicago next week, and you got to put up 2 quick touchdowns, 10 points, whatever it takes, and then let Chicago play catch-up football from there. Montez Sweat, since he has gone to the Bears, that defense has even picked it up a little bit. They're not a bad team. If it wasn't for Matt Eberflus, they might have beat the Lions the first damn time.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
The fan in me made my pick, not the analyst in me. Going on the road 2 weeks in a row to a team that kind of got a beat on us in the last game, I'm really scared about it, but I'm not going to let you guys give me shit all week, so I'm going to say the Lions.
All right. Now, I don't know, Stick, see if you could go on your phone, see if there's a spread already for next week.
Yeah, I saw one in the chat. I'm pulling it up right now.
If I had to put a spread on this game, I would say Lions by 4. Would you say Lions by 4?
I'd say
4 to 6?
I'd say 5.5 probably.
Okay. We'll see. I just think the Lions got to go there and kind of take this mentality. Got to get out early. Got to get on Justin Fields. They're coming in off a bye. So, they're going to be at peak health. And you got to neutralize that running game, which they probably could. And then you got to use your guys again. Let David Montgomery eat. I thought he was going to get 175 yards that first week against Chicago. Maybe he needed to be in Chicago to get that 175 yards. I need you to get the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs. Sam Laporta, obviously. The best guy on the Bears probably is their tight end.
Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet.
I mean, he's easily their second best target in the
DJ
passing
Moore,
game.
obviously, is
DJ Moore's
number
been
one.
great for them.
Yeah.
They've got a 3-headed monster kind of in their backfield between Herbert, Old Man Foreman, and Rashawn Johnson.
Foreman, I like that.
But they've got just enough skilled, talented players, and a guy that can rip things wide open. The Lions are one of the 5 worst teams against the tight end position. They do have a very good tight end. We've struggled all year. And then you've got a mobile quarterback. Those are the things that beat the Lions. So we've shown that we can beat a mobile quarterback last week, and against him as well. But right now, I am scared of that game. If it's high scoring, it's not in our favor, I don't think.
I'm glad I don't bet, guys, because I just looked at the final. Arizona went to Pittsburgh and won a game today.
That's right.
They housed them, too, like 27-3?
24-10.
Wow. 24-10.
I mean, the Steelers stink. They are they were 7-3, 7-4. Thank God. I hope I don't ever want to see the Steelers in the playoffs. They bore the living daylights out of me.
So Pickett's not the answer there.
He's not.
No.
He is not the answer. By the way, Brandon Ayuk just scored, so 7-6. 49ers, that's the game of the day today. But the Lions, 33-28 winners over the Saints today. They head to New Orleans next week. We hope Frank Ragnow will get better, will get healthy. Don't expect him to play probably in the next couple of weeks. We'll know more about his injured knee. Go around the room. Anson, thanks so much for being here. You the man, even though you hate J-Mo. CJ, GJ, Love you, man. Congratulations on your new business venture.
Yeah, come on out,
How about it?
Cicerelli's.
Give it a pause. Tell everyone.
Yeah, come on out to Cicerelli's in Shelby Township. We just bought it from NHL Hall of Famer Dino Cicerelli.
How about that?
And yeah, we're out there partying Friday, Saturday, watching the football games. I'm trying to get Woodward out there for the Super Bowl party, so we'll see if that works out with Mr. Jesse.
We should take our post game to Cicerelli's.
I'm down.
I had an absolutely awesome time with you guys last time we were there. It was fantastic.
It's a solid spot, and it's only going to get better.
I mean, that's the place to be watching games.
Shout out to Dino.
Absolutely.
Dino's the man.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Stick, and
buddy.
all your partners as well. And Nick, thanks for coming in, brother. The stash.
Always. I look forward to these
you.
Lions away post games because I can be in the booth for the
it.
show here. And the
love
Detroit Lions are 9-3,
Yes.
leading
9-3.
this division. We are contending in the NFC. There's no doubt about it. Your Detroit Lions, 9-3, leading the North. God damn, that feels good to say.
Asterisks coming up, guys, when they clinch the NFC North. For Stick and Anson, for Nick, Jalen, everyone else, Spenny that was here earlier, Booner who throws the Kool-Aid on himself every single week. I'm Maz. We'll see you tomorrow. Woodward Sports all day long right here. Go Lions, go Blue. Michigan versus everybody. See ya.
The draft experience was shitty.
My high school dating experience was shitty.
I can tell you all 16 receivers and where they went to college.
I can tell you every girl that put me in the friend zone, every girl that shot me down, what grade it was, and what she said to me. Sarah Williams, freshman year at a house party, says, quote, I want to be single. Got a boyfriend the next day. Beth Samuel, junior year, I got benched during a football game. Afterwards, she came up to me and said, I want to date a starter. Kelsey McFarland, 10th grade. I took her to dinner, paid for dinner, and she told me I was the best guy friend she's ever had. Rachel Fletcher, took her to a party with my friend. She said, I like you, but I like your friend better. That was in 12th grade. Emily Westfall, senior year. I asked her to go to prom with me. She said, quote, sorry, I already have a date. She didn't even go to prom. Tanya Allen, Heather Talbert, Lindsey Turner, Leslie Frazier. It's okay, though, because now, here I am, working at Woodward Sports. They all got fat after high school, and the only thing I want back are my hoodies.
Lions, baby! 9-3. Look at 14 days since I had to enjoy this beautiful, beautiful glass of Kool-Aid. Listen, Bruce Irvin, welcome to Detroit. We're 9-3, baby. Sam Laporta, Sam Lagoda. That's right. He's right up there, one of the best in the NFL. And with Brian Branch, whoop. Little interception. We're 9-3, baby, and we're sitting right at the top still. We're still here, whether you hate us or not, just like J-Mo into the end zone. Woo! Let's drink the Kool-Aid.